How's everyone doing? Long time no see. Happy full moon. Tonight I want to talk about the Hoodoo Tarot, to give you my review. I'm going to talk about the full moon, answer some questions that any of you might have. Well, actually, maybe this isn't a good idea to do the medical astrology because I don't want to violate HIPAA laws. Some of you might not want to share your medical condition. So if you have questions, maybe I don't know. If you have questions for this, I'll just read you some expert excerpts from this, um, and then we'll just talk about it. And then I'll give you some Feng Shui tips from this book. Really great book right here. Really easy book. So we'll talk about that for a little bit. Full moon. If you're on Twitter, make sure you check out Chad the Maverick. He has a great video out right now about today's full moon, as well as Shantae Out Loud, Marin, who I posted on my story. Lots of great content. Hello, everyone that's coming in. Lots of great content coming out about the full moon tonight. Can't get this open. I should have had this prepared, but I'm in bed. But I'm trying to get everything going. Hello. I want to wave, but I'm opening this book. Opening this box with these cards. There we go. And trying to hold the phone. So yeah, I want to talk about this deck. When I saw it on Amazon before I bought it, and again, this is the Hoodoo Tarot. I've been meaning to open this book and check it out. Everyone raves about it. But when I saw it on Amazon, I thought the artwork was better. And that's just my honest opinion. Everyone loves the deck. I love the themes of it. It's been out a while. It came out in March 25th, I believe, because I had it available for, maybe it was February, but I remember I had it available for pre-sale for 6 months in advance. But yeah, so the Hoodoo Tarot, 9 of Sticks. Yeah, I thought the artwork was a little snazzier, but it's not bad. Some of it is a little cray. This could have been better. I don't know. Part of me might be a little spoiled because I buy so many kind of expensive decks, and that's nothing shady against Tiana Lee McQuiller. That's nothing shady against her. I just it just looked different from what I saw on Amazon. But these aren't bad cards. Everyone I know who has them loves them. But yeah. Hey April, how's it going? Yeah, see? But I could be biased, and I could be, a little too foofy about it. But everyone loves this deck. But yeah, talking about the full moon, it's squaring Uranus and Taurus. And what else? What else is the big star? But the main stars of the show are the moon, Saturn, as usual, Mars. Mars will be making an exact, the first of three, I believe, first of three squares, I believe next week or in a week or so. Let's see, in a week or so, but it's still within square range, still co-present, so to speak. The deck I feel most connected to, Ancient Italian Tarot. And I know that makes me sound very Uncle Tom, but seriously, it's my favorite deck because the art is so bomb. It looks like it's Gucci or Dolce & Gabbana designed it. It looks more like Dolce & Gabbana. It looks like an Italian picnic from the from the 1720s or something like that. It's very, very well done. I love the artwork of it. And it's very prophetic. It works the best. But the deck I've been using is Tarot Martial, right? Yeah, Tarot Martial lately. But yeah, Ancient Italian Tarot. I like. And Tarot Nefertari is good too. It's that fancy Egyptian one, but I haven't used these yet. I don't use a bunch. I buy a bunch of decks, but I don't use a bunch of decks because you have to get acquainted with the tarot decks first, and you have to you have to get to know them, and you have to interview them, and you have to spend time with them, and you have to learn how they communicate before you actually use them. I mean, I buy a bunch of decks, but I only use one, and it takes me like months and months to graduate to different decks. But usually, like, I stick to ancient Italian or Tarot Martial, Egyptian, Nefertari. I'll show you. Hold on. It's this one. Don't pay attention to the room. I have it right here. At least it should be in here. Oh, yeah. So, again, wasn't anticipating doing this, but need a little shine. We're trying to talk about. Hold on. So, Tarot Nefertari is this one, and Tarot Nefertari is this deck to where you have, see, it's like that gold plated, like that. But the thing I don't like about Tarot Nefertari is these translations at the top. Like, these cards would be so hard, they'd be so raw if they didn't have, like, you know, all that Rosetta Stone business. Like, aren't these cards beautiful? But, like, what makes them cheesy is the translations. That's what I don't like, and that's why I don't use them. And plus, like, you know, too many of, like, the head HBIC tarot girls have them. I'm not going to name any names, but they all use these. Well, the two main ones that I know of, they use this deck. So, like, that's why I don't really use it. But once I get my YouTube up and running, if and when, I was supposed to be on the phone for a whole hour with the guy that was doing my website. It's late. It did go live, but it's super late. I didn't get to launch it how I wanted to, but at least it got premiered, or at least opened on the date that it was supposed to. See the tower. And you know, this one has such a good tower card because it uses the obelisk. Like, if you look at Cleopatra Tarot or what's the other Egyptian deck? It's kind of like this one, but it's not. Forget the name of it. But like, just tower cards are always like the shittiest cards in most of these tarot decks. But they actually use an obelisk, and it's such a shame because it has that translation at the top that I really don't like. Yeah, and see this, the devil, they could have used Osiris. They could have used like actual underworld Egyptian gods for this one. But again, beggars can't be choosers. It's a beautiful deck. It's just like my only qualms are this devil card, the translations, and all of that. But yeah, these are pretty bomb cards. These are usually the cards that I gift to people that, like, you know, I care about and stuff like that want decks and whatnot. But yeah, and let me show you these two. Okay, we'll do a quick view of some of my favorites. Hold on. So, because I have some like literally all over the place. Like this is the Buddha Tarot. I'm pretty sure I showed some of you this deck. And this one has how do you prep a tarot deck for work? Just bought my first deck and don't know where to start. So it's interesting. So like how I did them, at least when I was working, like when I took a backpack to work, I made sure I always had them in my backpack. I would put them under my pillow when I go to sleep, or under the mattress, and make sure I had them every single day. And that's how you kind of get them connected to your energy. Some people, you know, they take the smoke of tobacco or sage or whatever that they choose, and they like smoke them on the under the smoke, so to speak. Here's a lavender scented candle, so it's like this was, just pretend this is incense, and then you would do it like that. But I mean, like, you would do that with the whole deck, not just with one card. But anyway, yeah, that's kind of how you get acquainted with your tarot decks, or at least I do. People have different ways, but that's how I do it. But yeah. So yeah, this is the Buddha Tarot, which was like one of my more expensive ones. And the fact that it was more expensive, but it's more like recent, because this is from like 2005, but it's so rare, can't find it anywhere. But anyway, this is the Buddha Tarot, and it has like Buddhist iconography in that. See, like that. But yeah, some of my favorite cards. And like, even though it's Buddhist, it has like Hindu in there, or at least I think so. See, but yeah, these are some of my favorite cards that I have. Pretty sure I'm showing you all the other ones. Like, let's see, Chinese tarot. Pretty sure you guys have seen this one. Like this one, I have this one in my store. It's a really good price right now. I bought it. It was like $25 or almost $30, but it's like down to 17 on the Amazon store, so you can get this one too. And this one has really good. I literally have almost every single culture except for like Islam or something like that. But let's see, just so you guys can see. It's like, it's very like Wu-Tang, Drew Hill, like with the imagery. Like the people that I know that are Chinese said that they, like, you know, they actually use Chinese folklore and the gods in this artwork, which makes it quote unquote authentic. All the people that are Chinese that I know, they seem to like this deck a whole lot. So I like it a lot too, but I haven't used it. They make it in mass now, so like I could actually use this one for readings if I want to one day, because I could just buy another one because it's so inexpensive now. And then I even have a Japanese one. How do I do this back? I even have a Japanese one. But that's in the other drawer. But I'll show you guys one last one, and then we'll talk a little bit more about the full moon and some medical astrology, and I'll give you some Feng Shui. Recently, I did the, if you're on Twitter and you follow me on Twitter, we were just talking about the cleansing race history, but do you think it's safe to work with them? Yeah, absolutely, if you like them, and if they resonate with you, Fire Angel. If you cleanse them very good, then you may use them, Fire Angel, yeah. What was I talking about? Yeah, so we're going to talk about, Feng Shui. If you're on Twitter and you follow me on Twitter, we were doing the Songs of Solomon, verses 8, passage 7, and 3 times in a row. I don't know if you guys were the ones that were doing that with me. Just love that we are here talking about a bunch of shit. Wonderful, Ashley, Lisa. If you guys were the ones that were doing that with me, you know, I don't know if it's kicked in for some of you. It's been kicking in, and it's only been exactly a week. Yeah, so we're going into week 2. Yeah, so we're going into week 2 since we did it. So in a week, I believe, in one more week, and then we can test our results to see if it actually kicked in. But yeah, this one is from the 80s, early 70s, I think 1983. And these are really dope cards too, because they're so big. Like, here, I'll show you guys. Like, look at these. They're super 70s out. Like, very, like, caravan, like, going to the county fair and getting a tarot reading with these. Like, they're very, like, 70s, 80s. Like, West Covina, Ontario, super SoCal. But anyway, so we're going to check our results in about a week or so. See if we've met anyone new in regards to love. For those of you that are curious, once again, it's Songs of Solomon, verses 8, chapter 7. Here, we'll go over it real quick. We'll do a little Bible study for you guys. Let's see. Well, just since you guys, you know, are keeping it consistent, you guys aren't logging out of the IG Live, we'll give you some scriptures that some of my goodies, my rarities that I never talk about. Let's see. But just so you guys can see the Songs of Solomon, I posted it on the story, but should be just so you guys can catch up. Road opener. Okay, yeah. So what we have is, you say, a huge torrent cannot extinguish love. Rivers cannot sweep it away. If a man were to give all his wealth for love, it would be utterly scorned. You say that 3 times in a row. And apparently, allegedly, love in 3 weeks. And that's the story. That's what I've been told. That's what all the other Bibles that I saw growing up say. Really good scripture right here. Isaiah 14 for attracting customers, better business. Once again, we had an amazing month in the month of May at the Amazon shop. And today I even booked my first reading for December 1st. So listen to me. I know how to attract some customers. Let's see. So that's Isaiah 14. Here's one that I don't talk about all the time. This is Isaiah 19. And this is if you are having issues in your relationship and you want to end an argument and start reconciliation. Not always a guarantee because, everyone isn't working with the same energy. Everyone doesn't have the same relationship. Everyone isn't spiritual cleansing the same. But, you would do this one with, obviously, white and pink candles. White for peace, pink for love and reconciliation, red for passion if that's what you're doing. Yeah, the whole verse, Isaiah 19. Oh, yeah, no, for Isaiah 14 is what you asked, for the better business, yeah. But yeah, this one is Isaiah 19 for reconciliation. A lot of people ask me about love and stuff like that, especially recently, but yeah. But again, it's like, do divination on the situation before you go looking to reconcile. For some of you, don't need to be with a deadbeat. Let's see, for adultery and to keep someone faithful, keep someone at home. Isaiah 26. The book of Isaiah is like, I like the book of Isaiah even more than the Psalms. The Psalms is great. It's, tried and true and it's classic. But, I feel like Isaiah, there's much better books for certain acts. Like Leviticus is great for cleansing. Isaiah is great for road opening and business and starting new things. Really, Isaiah is great for starting new things or initiating new things. Even though there was that reconciliation in there, most of it is for more so kind of opening a path. Like opening a path to reconciliation. Verse for anxiety. It's so interesting because we were just talking about that. Well, I was just talking about that with someone. Let's see. I do have something. I don't know if it's exactly anxiety, but it's like psychic attack, which isn't the same thing, but like, see, I have all these quick cliff notes in here. So like that way I can know what to look for easily and quicker as opposed to be like da 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 da. But let's see. I could have sworn. I'll find it. I'm sure I'll remember. Oh yeah, mental health is Psalm 147 verses 1 through 3, 3 times with a yellow candle before sundown, and you start it on Sunday. So that's Psalm 147. Here, I'll type it. V1 through 3. So yeah, do that every single day before sundown, 3 times in a row with a yellow candle. Keep candle lit the whole time. If it's a 7-day candle, keep that lit for 7 days. Work with Saint Saint Dimphna. I've only worked with her twice, so I don't, I'm not a devout Catholic. If you know me, I like to work with Saint Anthony anytime I lose something, and you don't have to be a Catholic to work with these saints, because most of the Santeria people, they were Santeria. They weren't Catholics, but they had to pretend to be Catholics. But anyway, if you know me, I like to work with Saint Anthony. No, not 26. If you know me, I like to work with Saint Anthony when I lose things, because I immediately find things like my birth certificate and my social that one day, if any of you were on Twitter and saw. Let's see. So yeah, it was that Isaiah 14 for better business, 19 for reconciliation, Isaiah 19 for reconciliation, the whole verse. To increase love between a couple, you'd say Philippians 4, 8, or verse 8. And you keep rose quartz on you and some Adam and Eve root. Adam and Eve root is kind of difficult to get a hold of every now and then. Every now and then you'll find somebody who has it. Like, I think, like, what's that girl's name? The Conjure Goddess. She might have it. Or Conjured Hoodoo might have it. One of them gals. Isaiah 14 once every single day. Typically, you'd start on a Tuesday because that's the day of Mars. And then Wednesday for 7 days straight. Because you say it before sundown. You started on the Mars day. Wednesday for communication. That's Mercury, Jupiter for abundance and expansion. Venus for attraction, wants, likes, and needs being met. There's a mosquito in here. Let's see. Oh yeah, here's a good one. So obtain favors from a VIP or a boss. So let's say that you have a VIP client that you're trying to link up with, or it's kind of like, let's say that, you've gotten on your boss's bad side, or you need a favor from your boss. Working with astrology, you'd always do something, even though you may not know your boss's astrological chart like that. When Venus is conjunct, or when their Venus is conjunct the moon, let's say like they have Venus in Aquarius and tonight's the full moon. Today would be a great time to ask for that favor from a VIP, and what you would say is Ecclesiastes, I can't say that, Ecclesiastes 1 verse 16. And you'd wear patchouli, like, not strong, but you definitely have hints of it, because patchouli is for attraction and money and things of that nature. And yeah, the best time to do that is when the moon is conjunct Venus, because that's when when the moon is conjunct their Venus. So again, it's like, and that happens once a month and for 6 hours, but you can do it like the whole day or the whole 2 days, but it's stronger when it's at the exact degree. Which Isaiah for what? Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, I work with Saint Anthony a lot because he helps me find things. And he's not like Saint Expedite to where you have to like get cake and all that stuff, get the pound cake. Like, I just say a prayer to Saint Anthony, like, Saint Anthony, please help me find my social security card, help me find my birth certificate, whatever the case may be. And like within an hour, it'll pop up. Ecclesiastics. Okay. Ecclesiastics. That's how I say it. All right. I work with Saint Expedite. Yeah, I haven't worked with Saint Expedite. Acts 8, I posted on my story, told you about, see the whole verse. Emphasis on verse 6. The crowds were all paying attention to what Philip said as they listened and saw the signs he was performing. For unclean spirits, crying out with a loud voice, came out of many who were possessed, many who were paralyzed, and lame were healed. So there was great joy in the city. So ultimately, that's about attraction. That's about, getting that getting that energy pulled towards you. I think that's all I want to share from that. But yeah, so we talked about business. We talked about reconciliation. What is this one? Yeah, we talked about Isaiah 14 for business, 19 for relationship problems, ending worry, reconciliation. And then I told you about the Ecclesiastics at the end of the book for getting favor with the boss. When the moon is conjunct their Venus, like I was saying, when the moon is conjunct their Venus. And we talked about What was the last one? Mental health, Psalm 147. Talked about that one. So some good scriptures in there. Sometimes if I'm in a good mood and you DM me asking me for a scripture, I'll give it to you. Sometimes I'm not in a good mood. But sometimes when I am, I'll answer and I'll look. Especially if you've purchased a reading from me before. Because, like, I'll do a reading for someone and I'll get, like, so hung up in the reading, I'll forget that there's, like, oh, you can do this. Like, there's stuff that could help the person. And I'll think about it, like, way after the fact because I'll just be so lost in the sauce of, like, what's going on with them. A lot of people have a lot of stuff, heavy stuff going on right now. So, but I've been getting better at making sure to where it's like I make suggestions like a real doctor at the end of the reading. So, yeah, we talked about these cards. So I'll take some questions. Song of Solomon, verse 8, number 7. Yeah, you say that 3 times in a row for 3 days straight, and allegedly it brings a new love. Doesn't mean that that's, your end-all be-all, your twin flame in the next 3 weeks, but it definitely brings someone new. That doesn't mean that, the new person will be healthy relationship. Doesn't mean that you'll get married to them. It'll bring someone new in regards to love in 3 weeks. Just want to make that clear. Thank you for going live. My pleasure. Bible verse to attract love. My tried and true one is the 88th Psalm on Fridays. I tell everyone to do that because that one seems to be the most successful with all the markings. Yeah, no, honestly, one day I want to come out with, even though it'll be so blasphemous and the other hoodoo people can't stand me as it is, but I definitely want to come out with a hoodoo Bible where, I definitely talk about some of the markings, some of my old California Lotto in here, and some of my money, if you can see some money I kept in here. But there's definitely some notes that I keep in here. But yeah, no, it would be super blasphemous, but I definitely plan on doing it one day, maybe when I'm an old man. Yeah, the 88th Psalm is really good for that. To attract love doesn't mean that, like, if you're in a toxic relationship, it'll make the person love you. It's more so to attract love. I just want to make that clear because some people get that confused. All right, so we'll talk about Medical Astrology. So this book is really popular among the astrology heads, like the hardcore astro czars and astro Nazis, so to speak, that dwell on Twitter, that are very, you can't sit with us. But so let's say I'm starting to kind of get the grip of how to apply this book. If you can see, it talks about autism. And again, this is an astrology book. Like, talk to your medical professional before, you go digging into this and coming up with crazy diagnosis. But yeah, sclerosis, Saturn in Capricorn, Jupiter in Capricorn, Saturn in the 5th house, Saturn in Aquarius. So it's kind of like, doesn't mean that that's what, like, if you have those placements that you have that, but it's kind of like, I believe it means it's like if you have these placements, these are prevalent to happen for you. Even though, I feel like some of these are a little controversial. I'm going to tell you which one that I just saw that I definitely don't want to talk about. But yeah, I definitely feel like some are controversial. So yeah, when you do medical astrology, talks about the prevalence of certain things happening to certain signs. There's always that rule: if you're having surgery, make sure that the moon isn't in the sign that rules that part of the body. So let's say that you're having breast augmentation. If the moon is in Cancer, then you would want to reschedule your, or if the moon is in Cancer on the date that you're having the surgery, you're going to want to reschedule that surgery because the moon rules over water, and one of the things it can do is create excessive bleeding when the moon is in Cancer. Like, the moon has some kind of weird effect on surgeries or operations. I'm still like on the fence about that, but that's just the rule. That's just what I was told. But yeah, so if the cancer, or well, yeah, we'll start here. So cancer is associated with the breast, and the example I used is if you're having breast augmentation or something of that nature in regards to the breast, you're gonna want to not have the surgery on that date, and you'll want to skip it maybe like a day later. And like, let's say when the moon is in Leo, that would be a good day to have the breast augmentation surgery. Let's say that you're having foot surgery, Aquarius, well, no, ankle surgery. So Aquarius is associated with the ankles. You're going to want to reschedule and have it maybe a day. No, you won't want to have it a day later because then it's in Pisces. So you want to reschedule it to when the moon will be in Aries, because then Aries is associated with the head. So then you'd have the ankle surgery when the moon is in Aries. So you'd avoid the day of having the surgery when the moon is in the corresponding sign of a body. In cosmetic surgery, you definitely want to avoid. Yeah, Dictionary of Medical Astrology. It's available in the Amazon store. I'll put the link. But yeah, you want to avoid having the surgery. Cosmetic surgery when Venus is retrograde, because you end up not liking the results. But Venus only goes retrograde. Let me talk about that too. Venus only goes retrograde like every other year, every year and a half or something like that, like every 18 months. So most of you are fine. Abdomen or uterus. So that would be Scorpio if it's uterus. And C-section, that's a good question. I'll have to look in this book about that and ask around about that. So I'm trying to think. Well, because that's a lower region, and that'd be Scorpio too. So yeah. So you'd avoid that surgery when the moon is in Scorpio. Yes, the whole don't crack, boil it out. I think every 6 months. C-sections, abdomen, and uterus. Yeah, so that'd be Scorpio. Heart issues, that will be Leo, because Leo is associated with the heart. I should know because I have left ventricle hypertrophy or hypertrophy, however you say it, and I'm moon in Leo. Digestive is Virgo, yeah. Bladder is anal and is Libra, yeah. Well, it's debatable because some books say that that whole region is Scorpio too, but kidneys, I believe, is definitely, and buttocks is definitely. So if you're having, Brazilian butt lift, you definitely want to avoid moon in Libra. But yeah, Leo placements tend to have heart problems regardless, or later in life, apparently. But that's the astrology. That's at least what I've been told about medical astrology is stuff you want to avoid. Talk to your medical professional. Be responsible. Talk to your medical professional before you make any decisions. But definitely, if you want to use astrology and want to avoid any kind of complications, definitely avoid the moon in the sign of the day that rules that part of the body. Yeah, cancers, breasts, and ribs. This is about medical astrology, yeah. Alright, so where else are we? Let me put some of this stuff away so I don't make a mess. We'll talk about some Feng Shui real quick. So on Twitter, I was talking about how it says in this book, and again, this is also in the store, of course, because everything I have, I miraculously sell. But yeah, in this book, it's 10-minute Feng Shui. It talks about stuff you can do to open up chi energy, work with the yin and yang, and it talks about, as far as attracting love, it talks about putting red ribbon in 2 pieces under the mattress. There's the bed. Two pieces of ribbon under the mattress, and apparently that's good feng shui to open up love energy. And it says a bunch of other stuff, like stuff that's a little common sense. Like, it's like put 2 red hearts in the bedroom to attract a lover, and it's like, okay. But one of the things I did was, if you can see, put the dollar in the frame, or the currency, whatever currency you like, in a square frame, like they do in restaurants, in many Asian restaurants. And it works. It actually has a lot of good information if you have a restaurant. Like, it talks about, like, turn on your oven the first, like, thing you do in the morning, or plant, like, pennies outside the front window. It, like, talks about a lot of stuff that once you, like, go to Asian restaurants, you'll be like, oh, so that's what that is. The book is 10 Minute Feng Shui, $13.99 by Sky Alexander. I also have Feng Shui for Dummies, if you can see, but, like, I don't know, that one's a little complicated and it's like, well, no, I mean, yeah, it's for dummies, but it's a little too much. Like, this one's more my speed. This one's a little simpler. Like, that one, like, kind of veers off into uncharted territory that's, like, not what I'm looking for. 10-minute Feng Shui. Hundreds of easy tips and techniques for prosperity, health, and happiness. But yeah, so this is, we're going to talk about living room. Common sense Feng Shui tips to improve your entryway. Install adequate lighting. Paint your entrance area a sunny color such as yellow or peach. Eliminate any clutter that can impede. It's like common sense. Well, it says common sense at the top, but then it gets into more like 10 common shuang for cures. Yeah, it talks about the cures, as it's called. Hold on. Frame paper money display and prominently in your kitchen. So yeah, this is the chapter that talks about bringing prosperity to the home through your kitchen, and it gives you a lot of great tips, especially if you have a restaurant. Hang small faceted crystal ball or set piece of clear quartz crystal at the kitchen window. I have crystal quartz in that plant in the window. Dark corners in your kitchen. Place a vase of yellow flowers in your kitchen. Frame paper money like I did. Install ceiling fan or place portable fan in your kitchen. Water fountain in your kitchen. Apparently, like, running water or moving water is definitely really good. I haven't worked with crystal balls. But yeah, this is a really good book. But yeah, I just wanted to touch on putting that red ribbon under the mattress, and some of the stuff that they tell you to do in this book. So definitely go check it out. In the Office gives you lots of great advice. Clear your desktop of clutter. Common sense. 3 coins in red envelope. Oh yeah, that's something that I didn't know before I got this book. It talks about red envelopes and how it's good for prosperity and for money. Place it on your desk or in your laptop. Red is considered a lucky color in China, and 3 is a lucky number. This simple ritual combines both symbols of good luck to attract money. So yeah, red envelopes. I have one around here somewhere, but whatever. But yeah, that's where we're at with things. See if you have any questions before I go. The name of the book is 10 Minute Feng Shui. Yeah, so apparently you put red ribbon beneath. Let's see if we can find that chapter, so you guys know I'm not yanking your chain. Draw a symbol of 4 planet Jupiter on a piece of paper. Display it at a place where you'll see it often. Love. Okay, attract romance. Here we go. Clear away any clutter, obviously. Obstacles to your bedroom. Dust furniture, obviously. Wash window, obviously. Replace the burned out light bulb, obviously. But let's see. So yeah, 2 pink or 2 red pillows on your bed. Word love on a piece of paper with red pen. Then place the paper in a wooden box. Write your intentions. Like, it's all very, like, cosmopolitan, 1980s, like, common sense stuff. But then it gets a little juicy. 2 pink candles in the bedroom. You know, very like fishy and feminine kind of stuff to do. But you know, hang faceted, shine a light into dark corners in the bedroom. Talks about like working with bells a lot in this book too. Like opening up the energy every day with ringing that bell. That's what I've been meaning to get. People do like common sense. I'll have this live like as a video or something like that because it doesn't save the live like it used to. I don't know why it doesn't do that. I've been wanting to post these to YouTube. My pleasure, Jane Instagram. Yeah, I've been wanting to post these to YouTube lately, but I don't know. It's my phone's been weird. But actually, you know what? I do have a laptop now, so I guess I could do that way. So maybe I'll post this to YouTube. Hopefully I can figure that out. We can get that going and you guys can watch this craziness as much as you like. But yeah, I just want to say no offense to Tayana Lee McQuiller. This is a great deck. Everyone loves it. Only had a few bougie, foo-foo, she complaints. But other than that, it's a really great deck. So I just want to make that clear. Monetizing IG videos. I think what that means is they're going to have like commercials or something like that. Because I mean, even the stuff that they do monetize, it's very optional. Because I mean, like there's certain stuff that as a influencer or as a business Instagrammer that like you pay for and then you don't pay for. And like certain stuff like that. But whatever. Thank you so much, Erica Comes First. My pleasure, Erica Perla. Can you buy your own tarot decks? Really good question because everyone seems to be very conflicted. I don't know who started that, you know, your tarot deck has to be gifted to you because it's kind of like, well, what if, you know, you fall out with the person who gifted it to you? Or what if, you know, something bad happens to the person who had the deck before and it's not a brand new deck? So like I buy my book. Obviously I buy all my tarot decks on my own. Like if I waited for people to buy me a tarot deck, it would probably be like the High Heel Tarot or like, I don't know, Hello Kitty Tarot or something silly, and I'd be waiting like a million years to get it instead of, you know, all these collector's items that I buy like they're comic books. Yeah, I would have never gotten one either if I waited. Oh, that's where that's from. So it's old school because back in the day, printing presses and such were kind of for folk with money, so you had to be gifted one. I didn't know that. Yeah, I do have a YouTube channel that's very struggly, but it's still up. It's Witchdoctoralex Official, and that's on YouTube. No one in my circle is into what I'm into. Changing that slowly. I definitely bought my first one. Enjoy your journey in regards to tarot. And it's so interesting. I don't know why I can't find the tarot coloring book, but this is actually a really good book too. And it's like it gets really, really in detail. Like, and I really, really like stuff you didn't even think about in regards to imagery of tarot cards. Like, look. So this is the Hierophant, right? But this is only like Rider Waite deck. Like if you are using like one of these, it wouldn't apply. But like just think about it like so the tiara, the papal crown, the Pope is held to be God's representative on earth. The term Pontifex Maximus means great bridge builder. The threefold crown stands for the bridge to the threefold deity. See, never would have knew that. Threefold bishop's staff. The key, this is also in the Amazon book if you have any questions. And again, it's in the pinned tweet. You can click on it or copy and paste it. The Trinity, visible several times in the image, religious meaning, the Divine Trinity. Also the cult of the great goddess, Virgin Mother Queen, three worlds, heaven, earth, underworld, three conscious levels. See, it's like there's a lot of deep shit about Pamela Coleman. Drop that. Pamela Coleman's book. Let's go on to another thing because I was just reading. I'm sure this is a good one, the Hanged Man. So, the figures position or pose, Germanic, Celtic. I know this is supposed to be Odin, but apparently it's Merlin. And here, shamanic rituals. Let's see, something obscure. T-cross, the Greek letter ta, is composed. I mean, part of me thinks that some of this stuff might be like them just reading too deep into it, but it definitely does make you think, and it actually makes you much more of a detailed reader when you do read these cards. Like the cord around the right foot. Like, conscious side, it is a matter of passion and belief to which we consciously devote ourselves, warning against the snares of overzealous martyrdom and disabling obsessions. Let's find something more obscure than that in this book. And again, this is Rider-Waite Tarot, the ultimate guide to. Let's see. The Wands cards, yeah. So these are always more 10 of Wands, the bundled wands, your capacity and task both to distinguish between many different wands. Let's see, the bundled wands. Wood in front. One can't see the wood for the trees. Interesting. Incline pose. Difficulties in letting go. And see, when I see this card, I always think about like, it's like you are putting your pride aside instead of asking for help. And to me, it always means like you're doing too much, you're carrying too much burdens, ask for help. You don't have to do things alone. Let's see, the house. The house stands for security, protection, home, wealth, privacy, identity, a place of one's own. On one hand, the house is the goal of the efforts that are bringing you closer and closer. See, and it's so far in the distance, but I mean, it kind of makes sense now that you look at it. There's probably shit for the trees in here too. It probably means, trees probably mean something too. Let's see. The same color as the house in the Knight of Wands. In both, we are looking at a fox, positive cleverness, the red-brown tunic, willingness, taking advantage of others, playing tricks on oneself, the blue sky, the heavens. It also talks about the grapes and the pentacles cards, which I think are really fascinating, but like I was reading something from another website about the, let's see, the King of Pentacles and his grapes, and how it means, you know, with his grapes, and no, he doesn't have pomegranates, with his grapes, how it tends to mean it's more so like, I won't give it to you. It's like, what's the old saying, like leading a fish to water, but you can't make a horse drink or something like that. It's like, I won't give it to you, but I'll show you how to get the money. Like, I won't give you the money, but I'll show you how to get the money. That's very much kind of how I look at it. But yeah. 10 most important symbols. Blue mountains, long flowing robe, Philosophical blackness, the grapes. The grapes are always fascinating to me in these pentacle cards. Because, I mean, it means abundance and enjoyment and nourishment, things of that jazz. But I've been doing a lot of deep reading about that, even online. I'm reading a lot of books right now, currently all at the same time. Like, that's why this book is, I mean, that's why this room is a mess. But yeah. Hey 55 Bruja. So what questions do you got? You can give a man fish or teach him how to catch his own fish, I think. Yeah, something like that. You can lead a man to water, but you can't make him drink. I think that's what it is. Or you can teach a man how to fish, but you can't teach him something. Whatever. We'll figure it out. Yeah, the one I'm referencing right now, The Ultimate Guide to the Rider-Waite Tarot. Before that, we were talking about Feng Shui, 10-minute Feng Shui. But The Ultimate Guide to Rider-Waite Tarot. I actually have the lodestones charging under the moon as well. I meant to get like metal shavings to feed them because I ran out because in the process of moving. That's what happens. Oh yeah, something else I wanted to talk about. So Tiana Lee McQuillar talks about Caroline Dye, who was a real woman, a real fortune teller, and a real conjurer from Arkansas, which is about 5 hours north of here, or at least at where she's buried. I've been on the fence about going to pay respects or make offerings to her, even though she's not my ancestor, make offerings to her. See, there's Ecclesiastes, however you say that, 3:1. Making offerings to her since she is so powerful, but I don't know, that's blasphemous. I definitely won't take pictures because, first of all, it's disrespectful, and two, you know how people are, especially Twitter folks, especially spiritual community folks, but you give a man a fish, he eats for a day. You teach him how to fish, he eats for a year. Exactly. Give a man a fish and he will eat for a day. Teach him to fish, he will eat forever. Exactly. Something about teaching a man to fish, he can eat for a lifetime. Yeah, that's exactly what I was trying to come out with. But yeah. So yeah, I think we went over everything. Yeah, I'll keep this live up. The numbers are starting to go down, so I guess you guys are tuning out. But that's okay because I'm ready to go to sleep and watch the rest of my YouTubes. But thank you so much for watching. We'll do this again soon. Happy full moon. Enjoy.